Hey Clashers, Ashlane here, coming at you today talking about the magic of two cards that are, in my opinion, a little bit underplayed in the game right now, and those are Cannon and Tombstone. So we're going to play a match with each. I don't like both of these cards in the same deck, but you can kind of play around with both of them, find out which is your preferred card, and then give it a shot because they're an absolutely amazing defensive card, and they can help out a little bit with offense as well. So the Tombstone, obviously you guys know already, spawns skeletons, and when it dies, a bunch of skeletons pop out. That number and the strength goes up as you level up the card, and Cannon is the same cost, 3 elixir, and also provides an excellent distraction and some defensive firepower to protect your side of the map. So you can see here, if we go through TV Royale, almost everybody, almost every single deck in TV Royale is playing one or more of the following cards: Prince, Dark Prince, and Hog. And these two cards happen to be absolutely perfect for defending against the Prince and the Hog and the Dark Prince. Any fast-moving units, even a mini P.E.K.K.A., anything that you quickly need a response to, these cards provide that, both as a distraction to save your crown tower, and also, as we discussed, a little bit of offensive, advantage on the Tombstone a little bit, and a little bit of a defense advantage on the Cannon. So you have to figure out which of the two cards works best with your deck, and then give it a shot. So I'm still playing this deck here with the Barbarians and the Golem in it, and I kind of got distracted at the very beginning of this match, and I totally forgot to place my Tombstone. I think my dog was barking. So anyway, I'm able to actually recoup, and you can see I'm already using that Tombstone just as a defensive backup there. I know my Golem is distracting his giant skeleton, but giant skeletons can be very dangerous. So I do want to keep an eye on that giant skeleton, and my little skeletons do a little bit of damage to the giant skeleton. You can see they're the only guys hammering into him right now, and in the meantime I'm able to take down that right tower with a simple combination of Barbarians and Wizard. So meanwhile he has a baby dragon. Now he still has that same giant skeleton. I think you can see he's going to play another giant skeleton right after that giant skeleton. So 2 giant skeletons and a baby dragon coming at me. I distract with a Prince in the middle of the map. Just want to pull those giant skeletons away from my tower. Now obviously you can do so with troops if you don't have the defensive units up, but the Tombstone would be the best distractor, and here I go. I'm going to play it to distract this Dark Prince here. So you can see Dark Prince, which costs 4 elixir, is going to be totally killed by these skeletons. The Tombstone, which only costs 3, so that's a win for me. Same thing goes with a Prince. A Tombstone will always be a Prince straight up. That makes it a brilliant counter for the Prince. So we're going to drop this Wizard here on the Princess. I don't have too much difficulty playing against the Princess. I think a lot of people are playing her incorrectly right now. I don't have her unlocked yet, despite 4 or 5 super magical chests, so I cannot show you how I think she should correctly be played, but you know what, there are a lot of TV Royale people playing her correctly, and that means using her as really distant, long support to your troops rather than putting her right in the front lines. I think people are using her a little bit too close. Her main benefit is her range. Now look what I did here. I placed my Barbarians to distract the giant skeleton, and then I placed a Tombstone even further to the left to keep him away from that right tower if need be. And then I have the Golem down on the map. He's coming at me hard with a minion horde and a Dark Prince. I'm just going to go ahead and arrow the minion horde, and the Prince won't have too much hit points left thanks to that Tombstone. So in the meanwhile, I'm after his King Tower. Things are looking pretty good up there. I like that. And there comes the Princess again. Just going to drop the Wizard on her, and it will be a relatively easy win there. And I used the Tombstone to help counter the Hog, the Dark Prince, and the regular Prince. Obviously, he didn't have a Hog, but I used it to counter the Dark Prince in this case here. So let's go to another replay here, another more recent one. This time, I'm going to swap out the Tombstone for the Cannon. And you can see the value of the Cannon card playing a similar role, meaning that I'm going to use it to distract, and I'm going to use it to bolster. And the beautiful thing about both of these cards are you can go ahead and use them if you're full on elixir, and then just recoup elixir, because they're one of those cards similar to, huts or similar to defensive units that you can play at an advantage, as opposed to if you have all offensive troops in your deck, you kind of have to burn a troop if you're full on elixir and you don't know exactly what to do. So they're great at elixir management, these cards. So I'm going to sneak in a wisp here as soon as I see the baby dragon is distracted onto my golem. He's going to play another baby dragon. I'm going to play the prince because I know that my golem's already onto that tower and I want to help kill these barbarians, and hopefully the prince will live to get a strike or two onto that tower. I'm going to use the arrows to help soften up that remaining 2 barbarians or so, and then I get 1 hit down on that tower. He places the preemptive hidden Tesla there. For whatever reason, I actually like, I do like the hidden Tesla card, but in terms of just a distraction and in terms of, you know, getting a great value, I actually like the cannon and the tombstone a little bit more. I know I'm in the minority there, but they're 1 elixir less, and if you know how to play them, that can be a decent saving. That 1 elixir, that can make the difference. So I actually like the cannon and the tombstone in a lot of decks, depending on the cost of the deck. If you have a relatively cheap deck anyway, you can afford the Tesla, use the Tesla. It's obviously, and here I go, cannon distracting the hog. Obviously, he uses the freeze spell, but look he's at 1 elixir now. And although he's going to take down my tower, I actually have that golem on the board, and we're about tied in elixir. I'm in a good position here. He has the baby dragon, but my spirit goblins are going to finish that baby dragon off. So what I'm going to do now is put down my wizard, because a wizard in back of a golem is one of the best combinations in the game. If you have the opportunity to place a prince or barbarians, you saw my options there. I much prefer the wizard in back of a golem. That's really, really tough to combat. You have to really wait and be patient as the defender, and then maybe drop some barbarians behind the wizard or something like that. But it's tough when you group them so closely together, and a lot of people don't know how to handle that. So again, I re-up with another golem and more spirit goblins. You can see the baby dragons aren't too effective against the golem because they lock onto the golem, not doing a lot of damage, and the spirit goblins can slowly take them down because the golem is so hardy with all those hit points. So here comes the barbarians in the left-hand lane. I kind of sacrifice a wizard here, but she takes down almost all the barbarians, or he takes down. Since when do I have the transgender wizards on my team? So then we're going to go ahead and drop the arrows. Arrows save that left tower, and then I was able to get the 3 crown. I'm sure you didn't even notice, but that prince took out the crown tower on the enemy's side, and there it is, guys. I hope you enjoyed this spotlight of the tombstone and the cannon. I love both of the cards. I hope you guys try them out and have success with them as well. So guys, thanks so much for watching, and as always, take care.
We don't play for fame, we don't play for cash. We just play for the glory and the Clash of the Ash.